Zygarde is the Lord Pokemon of Order. When the Kalos region's ecosystem falls into disarray, it appears and reveals its secret power. When it transforms into its final form, even Yveltal and Xerneas bow to its power. The universe is constantly expanding, seeking disorder. Fossil fuel burn, releasing energy, and a flower dies, losing its structure as it is crumbling to the second law of thermodynamics. Zygarde strives to combat this, and it does all it can to maintain and/or restore order in its universe. One of the ways it does this is by maintaining the balance between two omnipotent forces in the world, life and death, or in other words, Xerneas and Yveltal. In thermodynamic terms, Xerneas and Yveltal are the source and sink of the system, and Zygarde keeps this system running. So Z governs X and Y in the Pokemon world. Zygarde has 3 forms, which are made up of cells and core. Each of these cells does not hold power on its own, but together they are strong. The cells respond when some kind of threat is looming. They are controlled by the brain, or in other words, the Zygarde core. Cores can be thought of as the brain. They each have an individual personality, are highly intelligent, and can communicate with each other over long distances via telepathy, and later on they show that they can communicate directly with humans. Cores have the ability to render themselves invisible and manipulate plant life, though the full extent of this isn't shown. However, cores are not fighters. While somewhat agile and durable, they are not very strong, though admittedly both Z1 and Z2 did create sizable explosions during Team Flare's experiments. They also have their own personalities. For example, Z2 greatly distrusts humans. In the episode A Cellular Connection, Z2 suggested that it and Squishy completely seclude themselves from humankind. When Squishy disagreed, Z2 asserted that humans disrupt the order they exist to maintain and are a threat to Kalos. It has a blue core as opposed to Squishy's red core. This distrust was exploited by Lysandra, who gained control over Z2 and used it to attack Lumiose City from the top of Prism Tower. Now, before we go any further, let me explain Zygarde's nature in simple terms. Its essence, derived by cellular transmissions and neuron activity. Its purpose, derived by the second law of thermodynamics. Chaos unified to form balance and order. In other words, Zygarde. This was the science of Zygarde. Now let us look at the lore. The legendary trio of Kalos, Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde are based in Norse mythology. How may you ask? Let me explain. Xerneas is the life Pokemon and is exclusive to Pokemon X. Its appearance resembles a stag with antlers that look like tree branches. In its dormant state seems to take inspiration from the Yggdrasil, the giant world tree that connects the 9 realms. Xerneas also takes inspiration from the 4 that live around the Yggdrasil and feed from its branches. These deer are called Dain, Dvalin, Dunair, and Durathror. These stags all housed a different coloured gem, which were red, blue, yellow, and purple. All of these colours can be found on Xerneas' antlers. Yveltal is the destruction Pokemon, and is exclusive to Pokemon Y. Its appearance is black and red, and resembles a mixture of a condor and a dragon. Yveltal appears to be based on a great eagle that sits within the branches of the Yggdrasil. The eagle is said to be blind, and it should be noted that people and animals that grow up to be blind gain a blue tint to their eyes. And what colour is Yveltal's eyes? Light blue. This may imply that Yveltal may be blind to an extent. Despite this, Yveltal might have some form of sight by seeing into the souls of humans and Pokemon, just like the blind eagle. Yveltal may also draw inspiration from Hresvelga, a giant said to take the form of an eagle. In fact, the name Hresvelga can translate to corpse swallower, which ties to the theme of death. And then we have Zygarde. Perfect Zygarde is the form Zygarde takes when it's cores, whose total number is rumored to be 5, and all of its cells rejoin into one. Zygarde will only take this on this form as a last resort, and its power is said excel both Yveltal's and Zernir's. From what I understand, Perfect Zygarde is most likely based on Hel, ruler of Helheim. From the orifice on its chest, it radiates high-powered energy that eliminates everything. Zygarde 50% is the form we've always known about. In this form, Zygarde resembles some kind of snake, with 5 large frills ascending from its back. It's also covered in hexagonal scales. Zygarde 50% is most likely based on both Nidhogger and Jörmungandr, the Midgard serpent. It's said that Jörmungandr lived in the ocean that encircled Midgard, the realm of humanity, after being thrown in there by Odin. Jörmungandr grew so huge that it was able to surround the earth and grasp its own tail. As a result, it earned the title of Midgard Sorma, or the Midgard Serpent. One key fact that should be noted is that if Jörmungandr lets go of its tail, the world will end. It ties into Zygarde's role as the Order Pokémon. Zygarde's purpose is to monitor the world's ecosystem, protect when it falls into disarray. In other words, Jörmungandr and Zygarde are both creatures that maintain order and act as the world's protectors. We have now gone through 2 forms. The last form is the first one, the dog form. This form appears to take the inspiration from Fenrir. Fenrir is one of the 3 children from Loki. The other 2 is the aforementioned Hel, ruler of Helheim, and Jörmungandr. The new Pokémon Legends game heavily hints at Zygarde being featured. The trailer describes an urban redevelopment plan for Kalos' Lumiose city, and it is hard not to wonder what this redevelopment entails. If these plans could affect the environment, then they may be of concern to Zygarde, the guardian of the environment, while the plan may claim to be a vision of beautiful coexistence between people and Pokémon. Changes to the environment could upset the natural balance that Zygarde works to monitor. Therefore, Zygarde might be forced to emerge from its cave and set things to rights. I could continue this a bit longer, but let us cover Zygarde further in the next video. Subscribe, like, and comment to help me grow this channel. Until next time.